Again, we're back here in the home gym and we're talking about one of the most important home gym products, and that is the rack behind me. The biggest reason I needed a rack, not because I'm doing a ton of squats or exercise like that, but the rack is something that's super versatile. Obviously you can see I've got pull-ups up top there. I've got suspension trainers to do ring exercises. I've got the TRX strap hanging from there. I can attach bands to this rack. I do all kinds of stuff on this rack. The one that I decided on, and the one I really like a lot after a lot of review, the one I have behind me here is the Rogue Monster Light series half rack. And I'll tell you a few reasons why I decided on this rack versus a few other ones. So number one, I like to go with brands that are pretty well established when it comes to more expensive at-home equipment, because if you're gonna have problems, you know that you can trust that company to fulfill those things. You know that you can deal with them easily, and you know that they've established a good reputation for themselves within the industry. So I looked at a handful of different racks. Now that being said, when I was looking for my home gym, I was also somewhat budget sensitive. So I looked at a lot of different options across the whole spectrum, and I ended up somewhere right in the middle here with this Monster, the Monster Light series. So I really like a half rack for at-home use. I don't need a full power rack here. One, I don't really have the space for it. It would take a lot of space in my home gym. And then two, the half rack really has all the versatility that I need. But I'll tell you a few cool things about this rack in particular and why I chose it. So if you're somebody who likes a full power rack, you can see there's two bars. Now I had an additional option here. The half rack doesn't come with this additional back piece with all the plates on it, but you can add that piece to it. Obviously I added a bunch of attachments to mine, and it came up to a total package price, so I think about $1,200 or $1,300. This basic rack series I think starts closer to $700-800, and then as you add the additional stuff, it starts to add up quickly. But I want to make sure I had the versatility that I was looking for my home gym. But in between those two bars, you can also get pipes where you can do things like rack pulls. Obviously, it's a tight space, so you're not going to be doing power cleans in there, really. Maybe you could figure that out, but you can do a bunch of other exercises that you could do more on a power rack in this rack if need be. But the biggest reason that I like the Rogue over some of the cheaper racks that I saw, I've used a lot of racks in my time in the industry, and one of the things that I really like about Rogue racks, and Sorinex racks is another company I really like, is as you can see, what they did here, it's super simple, but a lot of companies don't do this. They've got all of these holes at specific intervals on every single piece of, every single bar within the rack. And what that allows you to do is get all kinds of different attachments and attach them where you want them based on what you do. There's a lot of other racks that I've seen, and they stop the holes down at about 18 inches or 20 inches off the floor. And then when you need to get a landmine attachment like I have here, it only goes on one specific part of the rack. This landmine attachment, I can put basically wherever I want on the rack. I can put it on the base piece, I can put it on the side where I have it. And that's a great thing. Also, you can see I've got the band pegs here. So that's another thing that I added in. They've got the slots for the band pegs. Some racks I've used have band pegs that are stuck on them. The problem with that is if you do things with chains or other stuff, it actually hits those band pegs. They get in the way of a lot of other exercises. So I just like the versatility. And if you're gonna get a rack, particularly for home gym use, you want it to be as versatile as possible. Overall, it's really high quality. The J-cups are good. That's another problem I have with some other racks, is they have these weird kind of funky J-cups that are hard to attach or only go in certain spots. And the half rack is just a perfect size for me. I think I have the 7-foot one here, so as you can see, the pull-up bar is not too high because otherwise it would hit my ceiling. The only downside I really have on this rack particularly is the pull-up attachments. I haven't found, Rogue has a handful of different pull-up bars that you can attach across the middle, but most of the ones I found, I wanted one that has the neutral and kind of multi-grip, and I just wasn't able to find that for the Monster Light series. Otherwise, it's super sturdy, very versatile, pretty easy to put together. I put this thing together myself, which is, if you know me, I can barely hammer a nail, so that's actually another big benefit, is it was pretty easy to put together, didn't take very long. We had a big delay on the shipping, but it only took me probably 8 weeks to get it, something like that. If you're looking for a rack for at home, I highly recommend checking this one out for its durability, versatility, and just the overall brand recognition within the industry. Thanks for checking out this product review. I will see you guys next time for reviewing some more products.